the original title for Mercy's Veil is Kevorkian.
I had watched a documentary on Dr. Kevorkian. One of the things that I liked about what was happening in that documentary was there was this expression of the compassion that Dr. Kevorkian had for these very sick people, but at the same time, there was something in him that liked to push the system's buttons to achieve its end, and they had family members talking about that. There was something that just kind of liked to push those. And so I thought, well, why don't we make this song written from suicide's point of view, trying to seduce you into it by using the guise of compassion, using the guise of mercy, and the idea of the veil. So that's kind of where that idea went. Mercy's Veil was a song that musically started as something completely different. Greg had written a lot of this music, and there was a lot of good stuff happening there. It was kind of a mid-tempo thing, and it just for some reason it wasn't clicking. But I knew there was a lot of good ideas in it. And so we just kind of sat on that one for a good year and a half. We sat on that idea for a while. And I always wanted to get back to it.
Mercy's Veil is a pain in the butt. I don't know why I wrote that one the way I did. We really should have just put it in E. Writing a song in F is always a terrible idea when you only have guitars. I actually wanted the riff in that second half of the song to be played by the bass and guitars doing something else. That wasn't going to happen. And honestly, now I would never make anybody do that riff on bass. Because now I have to play that riff. It turned out to be something I was really proud of, as difficult as it was to write and to learn how to play. I remember sitting in my apartment with my guitar, learning that riff that I wrote because it was so difficult for me to really master and make it sound natural. Because if you just play every single note like a MIDI riff, it's not going to sound good. You really got to pop certain notes. You got to make sure that certain things are happening. And even Yo-Yo Ma on the cello, if he missed a note, I would call him on that if he didn't play it the way, with that exact phrasing.
So, eventually down the line, I kind of pulled those riffs back out, and I said, what if instead of making it, kind of a mid-tempo thing, we make it a heavy one? And that worked really well. That was kind of where those riffs wanted to sit, with these kind of,
The complexity of reason and forgiveness in that song was really hard to turn into a musical idiom, which is probably why I was okay with the F and writing a riff that played with the two, with that one largest fret on the neck.
I'm pretty stoked that we were able to make all those great ideas that Greg wrote work.
I really like Mercy's Veil, actually, that one. I don't know if that's my style or whatever, but I love playing that one. I don't know, because it's got that really powerful stuff. It's got a fast section. It's got a lot of tom work. It's just a really kind of a powerful, strong kind of anthem type song, but it still kind of has a more dark, heavy element to it as well.
One of the interesting things with Mercy's Veil is when we were doing pre-production, there was the guitar line had a very I have a Middle Eastern background, so one of the things that we did in pre-production was we did very little of this, but we actually used a sitar sample that then, because Greg is a very accomplished keyboardist as well, pianist actually, and so we added that in the very beginning. So part of the way that song is introduced is introducing it with that sitar sound and then having the guitar sound take over. And when we did it in pre-production, we only did that in the beginning. When we came in and did the song, we used that throughout. And then actually one of the things that happened during the mix of the songs, we decided to kind of highlight that at the end to kind of a surprise or something that you're not expecting. So we dropped out some of the guitars and really focused again on that sitar with the vocal and the bass line.
The intricacies of the layers involved in such a complex topic that is assisted suicide, and what Kevorkian was trying to do, and the pushback he got from society, and all those different layers and those different pieces and how they work together. When you listen to that riff and how it develops and how it moves into and develops throughout that second half of the song. That was a fun one to write. It was a tough one to learn, but because of it, I'm excited to be playing that live here in the next couple of months with the release of our second album.
No, I'm not gonna do it again.
Do the bling 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 bling.
Bling 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 bling.
Okay, now violins.
Mm-hmm.